Welcome to the first video of Herbs for Health Education. I decided to create this type of content because there's a lot of people out there who want to learn about herbs, and there are a lot of people who are transitioning to more natural ways of living. So I wanted to create this type of content for anyone who wants to learn. Now, these courses will be available on my website, my YouTube channel, and also Facebook. I may put them on Instagram, but I'm not sure yet. However, I do want to say that I am not a doctor. I am not a dietitian. I am a herbalist, and I study herbs, I use them, and I'm always learning about them as well. So, in today's lesson, we're going to be talking about an herb called bilberry. And we're going to learn a lot of information here. I will try not to get too technical about things. But I hope you enjoy, and let's just get started. All right, we're talking about bilberry today. What is bilberry? Now, as you can see here, bilberry is native to Europe. It grows in the forests, in the meadows, and in the moors. Now, they are similar to blueberries in appearance. So, in North America, here we mostly grow blueberries. That's what you will see. Now, the difference when you see a bilberry and a blueberry, you can really tell the difference because your blueberry is actually going to be a lot larger than the bilberry. Now, if that is still not, enough information to like tell the difference, if you open up a bilberry and then a blueberry, you will see that the bilberry has a red juice inside. The blueberries, they don't really have that reddish juice. It's just like green. So you can tell the difference there. All right. So now we're going to talk about the scientific name. Yes, herbs do have scientific names. A lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of science that goes behind studying plants, and especially the medicinal ones as well. So this is when they say scientific name, you may also hear the Latin name. Okay, so the scientific name that you see here for bilberry is Vaccinium martilius. Okay, Vaccinium martilius. And excuse me, what I have included is basically a chemical structure. This is from one of the chemicals that is found in bilberry, and I just thought it would be fun to add it because a lot of people don't know there's a lot of science behind this. All right, so let's go on to the next one. All right, so I told you the scientific name, but what does this scientific name mean? So the Vaccinium martilius, basically it means it's an evergreen, a berry-bearing scrub. That's kind of a tongue twister. So things like any type of berry that grows in the scrubs in the northern hemisphere, you will find there. This is why it gets the name. And you may see, I don't know the scientific name of the cranberry, but you're going to see Vaccinium in the beginning, and then whatever the Latin name is for cranberry, you're going to see that. All right, so I want to talk about this here. Is bilberry safe? Yes, it is safe. And we're going to talk more about that in the lesson, and we're going to learn a few more things. But this is basically classified as a class 1 herb, so it is safe. And as you can see here, I have some information. So it is classified as a class 1 by the American Herb Products Association. And then class 1 just means that it's safe if you use it properly. That's all it means there. All right, so this is getting very, very interesting here. So what do bilberry do? A lot of people want to know, what do it do? I told you it was a very powerful herb. Now, as you're reading here, you can see that it says that bilberry basically tones up the small blood vessels. It helps with the capillaries that permeates the tissues of our body. Now, in particular, it does help with your eyesight. Now, it says here that it helps with the microcirculation of your eyes. And I want to explain what microcirculation is. It basically says it in this text, but microcirculation is basically the circulation of blood in the smallest blood vessels. So that's what it is. And we'll see later in this lesson these very, very small vessels, blood vessels that it's talking about here. But bilberry is really, really good for circulation in your eyes and basically everywhere. But when it comes to very small vessels, this is where bilberry really shines. All right, now as you can see here, these are your capillaries. This is what I was talking about. These are those small veins that we have in our tissues. Okay, so capillaries, they are basically the smallest and most numerous of blood vessels. Now they form a connection between the vessel that carries blood away from the heart, your arteries, and the vessels that return blood to the heart, your veins. So I just wanted to show you like a demonstration here of how small they are, and we can see that they're embedded in our tissues. All right, and then this is more capillaries. I just kind of want to show you how they look. Now, like I was saying, we had the arteries and the veins, and then in between, as you can see there, as you can see here, in between are those capillaries between the vein and the arteries, and that is, it helps get circulation to those tissues and the heart and your legs and your eye, everywhere. We're going to see that here in a moment. All right, now this is just a diagram that kind of shows you what we were just looking at. So we get that circulation in the arteries, see that, and the vein, and in between we have those capillaries. So blood is coming in and out, nutrition is coming in and out, and we carry all of that, you know, to our tissues as well. So that's why those capillaries are so important, and having an herb like bilberry that can help with the circulation in those capillaries is very, very important as well. Now here on this slide, I did want to show you the capillaries around the heart as well, because we are talking about circulation in the capillaries and the effects that bilberry have on circulation. I just thought it was important to show you that how powerful this herb is. It is getting into the smallest of vessels that are around your heart and other tissues as well. Now, bilberry is one of the richest natural sources of anthocyanin. Now, anthocyanin is what gives the berries this red and purple or blue color. Um, and it has antioxidants in it that does help with cardiovascular disease. It helps to prevent that. So this is why I wanted to show you this, because it's very, very important, because a lot of people have issues with high blood pressure and heart disease. And these are one of the herbs that can help you with that. Now on this slide, we see the capillaries in the eyes, and we see they're very, very small. But this is, when you're looking at someone's eyes and you see it's kind of red, you seeing these capillaries here in their eye. And a lot of people, they take bilberry for their eye circulation. A lot of people have they deal with pain in their eye because of the straining of the eye, and the bilberry creates that circulation there and kind of relaxes the eye. So I do want to point out that bilberry is very good to prevent cataracts and diabetic retinopathy. Now, what is that? Now, retinopathy is basically when you have high blood sugar levels and it damages these blood vessels in your eyes. And that comes from, diabetics. They can't produce the insulin, or not enough insulin, to get that sugar out of their blood system. So, we have a lot of people that have issues with hardening of the arteries, high blood pressure. These types of conditions can damage, these vessels in your eye. So we see how powerful this herb is, because these little blood vessels that you see, bilberry is helping them to get the circulation that it needs. All right, so now we're talking about the circulation in your legs, and it is really a good herb for this as well, because a lot of people suffer from tired legs, sore legs, swollen legs. A lot of people have spider veins. We have a lot of circulation problems when it comes to our legs, especially a lot of older people as well, and dealing with the water retention. But bilberry is a herb that you can take to help reduce the swelling in your leg, and to help with that circulation in your legs as well. I also like to mention that varicose veins is an issue, and it causes a lot of people to have veins, have pain. So this herb can also help with that as well, to get that circulation going. Now, what I like to mention is that I don't know if this has ever happened to you, or if you're a person that work out, or like, let's say you haven't worked out in a while and you want to run, or you want to walk a long distance, but you realize that your legs start getting this really itchy feeling, to where you can't really complete your workout. You want to stop, you want to scratch really bad. So this is basically what is happening is your heart is pumping, right? Your heart is pumping more blood and more oxygen, and it's trying to basically get this blood and oxygen to those muscles that you're using during your workout. And in response to that, what is happening is all this blood and all this oxygen that's trying to get to your muscles to help you with your workout, basically they start to, your capillaries start to expand. So what you're feeling is those capillaries in your legs, they're trying to expand to accommodate for the amount of blood and, oxygen that's trying to get into your muscles. So what I'm saying is that it's very, very important to have proper circulation in all parts of our body, because as I just told you, your blood vessels work with your body, every inch of your body, in your legs, in your eyes, in your heart, in your muscles, everywhere. And that blood circulation is important for oxygen and nutrients. So that's what's happening, if you ever was, wondering why that happens. All right, so I'm just showing you the varicose veins here. They look very, very painful. And so what varicose veins are, as you can see, is they're swollen, they're twisted veins that's right under the skin. You can see them. Basically, the common condition of these veins are caused by weak or damaged veins, vein walls, and valves. Now, they may form when there's like blood pressure increase in these veins that are weak, and so this is why you see them kind of protruding out. But bilberry can help prevent this, and also can help with the circulation there too. All right, so we're going to talk about the key constituents in bilberry. Like I mentioned before, there is a lot of science that goes into plant medicines and also chemistry as well. This part is kind of fun to me, but it's very interesting because, I like to show this part because a lot of people, they really don't, believe in the healing of plants. Okay, so what is constituents? So basically, constituents are the chemistry of plants. Okay, now to pharmacists, these are the active ingredients of the plants. Basically, it's the chemicals inside the plant that has like a medical activity upon the body. So this is how pharmacists would look at the chemistry of plants. We're going to talk about them on the next slide here. Okay, so let's talk about these chemicals that are inside the bilberry. And when we're talking about them, we need to know that these chemicals basically is why the bilberry works the way it does as a whole plant. All right, so we're going to talk about tannins. Now, as you can see here, it says that it is astringent, meaning that it tightens and it pours out liquid. Okay, now that being said, because tannin is an astringent, it does help to reduce inflammation. So think about that. When we're trying to get circulation in our legs, we have a lot of inflammation there. We have a lot of some people have a lot of fluid in their legs as well when it's swollen that way. So this chemical inside the bilberry is going to help reduce the swelling, that inflammation in your leg, and it's going to draw out any type of liquid or mucus that you have in any parts of your body. This is why it's so powerful, because of this chemical here, this Titan. All right, so now the next one, we kind of already touched on it, but we're gonna go over it again because it's part of the plant. This is a chemical. So we have proanthocyanidine. Like I said, it is a pigment inside of the berry. I told you before, bilberries, they are red inside, and this is basically what you see inside when you open it. So I do want to point out that besides it being a pigment, giving a berry or plants this pigment, it also is an antioxidant, which helps fight off oxidative stress. Okay, so that's another thing about that. It is also a flavonoid. Okay, we're going to talk about flavonoid as we see here, but it is also a flavonoid, which makes this well, a class of compounds with antioxidant effects. So that's what that is. Now, what are flavonoids? Now, it is a plant chemical, as you can see, a phytonutrients, and there are over 6,000 types of flavonoids, and specifically for bilberry, you'll find there's two of them, catechine and quercetin. Those are the two flavonoids that are in bilberry. So next we have this fruit acid. Now, fruit acid, you will probably find them in a lot of skincare products because it's neutral. So it contains that lactic acid. It's a natural alpha hydric acid. Now, what that means is that it's neutral. I don't want to get too much into it, but basically this means that it's neutral because our skin, it has a certain acid level and a certain pH level. Now, you will find that mostly the skin has a acid level or pH level of about 6 or 6.5. And you don't want it to be so, you don't want your skin to have a high pH because it's exposed to everything. So we have, it is basically more acid than it is pH. Now, I don't want to get all into that, but this is what creates a neutral effect. You can find them in a lot of products. All right, so more chemistry here. All right, we have the phenolic acids. All right, now they are known to be antioxidants, which mean it does stop a lot of damage to the DNA. Now, that is very, very important. So, being that this herb has this phenolic acid in there, is really, really helping in all parts. This is how powerful this herb is, and it helps with the free radicals, preventing damage to the DNA for long-term health effects. So that's very, very good to know there. Now, we're going to talk about the next one, which is pectin. Now, it is a plant fiber, but it's used for people with high cholesterols. And some people also use it to prevent colon cancer or prostate cancer. Now, it's used for diabetics and for people with like acid reflux disease. And this is very powerful. That plant fiber helps with all of these things here. Now, as you can see, it does have vitamin B2. Now that turns your food into energy. That's really important there, because the fact that it's gonna help your food, B12 helps turn your food into energy, and we're dealing with bilberry being basically helps with circulation. This energy is going to get into your blood cells as well. Now, vitamin C. All right, so vitamin C is good for your blood vessels, your cartilage, your muscles, and your collagen in your bones. Now, the really most important thing about vitamin C is that it helps your body to absorb iron. So this is really good. So the bilberry helps them with the circulation. Also going to help your body get that vitamin C that it needs to absorb the iron as well. So this bilberry helps with a lot of things. All right. So we also have carotene, beta carotene. Now, it is considered a provitamin A. What it does is it basically helps your body to convert. It basically converts your body, helps it convert it into vitamin A. That's what it does. And this is very powerful antioxidant property as well. So there are other fruits and vegetables that have beta carotene, and bilberry is one of those. Okay, and it also does give this bilberry is pigment as well with the red. So other fruits and vegetables get the pigment from beta carotene with the orange, the yellows, basically, that vibrant color that you see in fruits and vegetables. All right, so with all the chemistry and stuff, the key actions here with bilberry is it's a circulatory tonic, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, astringent, and urinary antiseptic. Okay, those are the key actions here. So on this slide, I just thought it was interesting to show you this. This is one of the resources that I use when doing this research on bilberry, and you can see they have some clinical trial here and what the bilberry did to the body. It lowered the blood pressure, improved lipids, lowered risk of cardiovascular disease and strokes. So it has a lot of benefits, and these are trials. This is research that is done on this herb. Now, let's get into the part you've probably been waiting for. Sorry if I bored you with a lot of the chemistry and everything like that. All right, so the parts of this bilberry that is used is the leaves and the berries, and we talked about basically the key actions, and we said that was antiseptic, astringent, so it can help with the urinary tract. Now, antiseptic, what does that mean? It means that it's basically preventing the growth of microorganisms, or basically bacteria. That's what it does. So that's why it's good as a urinary tract. It helps with your urinary tract problems as well. So, and we already talked about the astringent. It basically tightens the pores and draw out liquid. The berry. Now the berry part of this, we say that we looked at the capillaries and we saw how they look, and so the berry is actually going to help with that circulation in your eyes. That's what that is for. But you can use basically both parts together, really. All right. Now, this is important because when you're dealing with herbs, and you're taking pharmaceuticals, you have to be very careful not to mix them together, because these herbs are working. So it may stop the effects of that pharmaceutical drug that you're using. So as you can see here, if you are diabetic and you have issues with blood sugar and you're taking a pharmaceutical medicine where it's lowering your blood sugar, and you take bilberry, it might bring your sugar down way too low. You have to take one or the other and kind of monitor it and see how it's working for you, because you don't want to mix these things together. You know, it's very, very important when it comes to, drug interactions and herbs and things like that. Now, also here, we talked about the circulation. So bilberry, it can help slow blood clotting. So if you're taking any type of blood clotting medicine or blood thinner, you don't want to take it with bilberry, because they're doing the same thing, and you may cause more damage to yourself, like bruising or more bleeding. So you want to be careful. All right, so these are just something to be cautious about. Now, like I told you, I'm not a doctor or a dietitian. So before you take any type of herb, you need to consult your doctor. You need to consult your healthcare provider, whoever you are seeing, before you decide to take herbs, especially if you are pregnant or you are a diabetic or you're taking other types of medications. You need to consult your doctor, because herbs, they do work, and you cannot mix them with other medications. Some herbs you can and some you can't. All right, so how do we use bilberry? All right, so a lot of people take them in the form of a tea, a tincture, or a capsule. Now, me personally, I have this product and I give it out in capsule form. It's very good in capsule form because you can take them long term. Teas are okay as well if you have the leaves and everything. Tinctures, you could take them for a short period of time, but I always go to capsules, and they're easy, and you can take them long time. So you can take 4 of these capsules. That's about 500 milligrams per day. This will help to improve circulation. That's going to help in your eyes, your legs, every part of your body, until you're feeling like, okay, my legs are not swollen no more, my eyes don't feel as tired, my eyes are not dry, because it can help with dry eyes too. when you're feeling good, you can stop taking the bilberry. Herbs are supposed to help you become better, not mask the pain, but help the condition, help you get better, help you get out of that ill or disease condition. Okay, so I always have recommendations, and I always recommend that when you do take herbs, any type of herbs, that you do have a healthy diet and also incorporate some exercise as well. You have to keep it moving. You have to get moving. You have to have a good diet. This is going to help your body, and it's going to help the herbs that you're taking. So essentially, you don't have to even take herbs anymore. You can just rely on your diet. So that's where when we take herbs, that's where we plan to go. All right. Now, here are some of the foods that you can eat for circulation. If you are a person who eats meat, this fish here, as you can see, it can help with the circulation. Now, research have shown that the omega-3 fatty acids does help with poor circulation. So, if you're a person that eat meat, I personally don't eat meat, but if you do, these are things that can help with that circulation. Now, the American Heart Association, they recommend consuming at least 2 servings per week of this type of fish that have these omega-3s. All right. So another thing you do want to consider is eating leafy greens. We have kale, spinach, collards, any type of leafy green that you like. Brussels sprouts, broccoli. You want to do the citrus fruit. They have vitamin C. That helps with the arteries in your, the arteries in your heart and the veins. It helps with the blood flow. And we know that with the leafy greens, that helps to replenish your red blood cells anyway. So a lot of leafy greens can definitely help. I do want to mention that leafy greens has almost the same structure as your blood as well. So that should tell you a lot about the power of just eating the right things. So along with taking the bilberry, you have different foods you can eat. Also have walnuts here as well. That helps too. So what I'm saying is incorporate these things into your diet. Eat more of those. If you're a person that just loves meat all the time, try to kind of scale back on the types of meat that you eat. Eat more lean meats, and with that, have more of these fruits and vegetables on the side, and have them more times throughout the day. So try to have them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. These are the things that's going to create a better environment inside our bodies for our organs and our cells. All right, now these are just some of the resources that I use to conduct this research and this lesson that I just given you today. And you can take this and research yourself as well. All right, so we are at the end here, and I just want to say I thank you for joining me in this educational video about bilberry. I hope you've learned a lot. If you would like to purchase bilberry, I will have it on my site, so you can purchase that as soon as I put it up there. Also, share this information with others who want to learn more. Please leave some comments or feedback how I can make this educational platform a lot better for you guys, or just leave some information on what you would like to learn about next, and I can give you that information. But thank you guys for tuning in to this educational segment, and I hope you guys enjoy it.